Is the Big Bang true, or did God really make us? Guys, for those of you who have no clue what the Big Bang is, well, it's something schools teach sometimes. It's supposedly how the Earth began. It began by a big bang, by two rock bodies, like two rocks that combined to make a huge explosion that supposedly created the Earth. Well, is it true? Well, no, since it can't be proven, and even if it is true, guys, plants can't just move on their own. Sometimes something had to create the bang. If the Big Bang is true, God created it. He had to move them in a way to cause it. Now, don't get me wrong, guys. Earthquakes aren't made by God. Well, maybe they are, but those are natural occurrences. They happen on their own, or God created them. So either way, Big Bang couldn't be a thing to create a planet with oxygen, animals, trees. All that couldn't just appear out of nowhere. No little organism could have just like appeared out of nowhere. There's so much things wrong with that, guys. They're like animals and humans can't just appear out of nowhere, like thin air. Like, oh look, there's nothing right here. There's nothing right here, and a fly just ends up flying. That's no, can't happen. There had to be something else that created all of us. Guys, God is clearly the creation of the world. Like literally, you can't just have thin air and then boom, human, boom, animal, boom, this and that. No, guys, that is so wrong. I really want to talk to whoever came up with that. Like whoever came up with that. Oh, the Big Bang started the world. Well, how did we begin? How did the first animal or anything happen then if the Big Bang is true? If that really created us, then who created that? If that really created the world, who created us? How are we existing? Maybe that's how the planet exists, but what created us? Planets can't just like back then. Can't just combine and make one big planet, let alone oxygen, like the air we breathe. Nothing like that could have existed out of thin air. Well, back then there was no air. But anyways, um, they couldn't just like randomly not exist and then somehow appear out of nowhere. No, like I said, guys, I could go on and on like this, guys, but it had to be started by something. Something out there, which is God, had to create us. Like I said, Earth couldn't just exist just because of a big explosion. And something had to cause the explosion. Like another rock hitting the other rock that combined those two? No. Well, maybe, but something had to cause all that. Something had to cause all that. And clearly, guys, it's God. God created it. And it's pretty obvious since we can't just appear out of nowhere. It's like, oh, look, I have a calculator, and now let me transform it into a hammer. Or, oh, look, I have a ball of air, and let me make it into a hammer. No, you can't just do that. Actually, I feel like I'm contradicting God. Because he kind of did create Earth just by a word, but he had the power to say it. He had the power to do it. But you have to have like some kind of materials. For example, the way he made us, he had like clay and stuff, and then he breathed life into us. He had like clay. It's like kind of like Play-Doh or um clay, Play-Doh or like dough. Like he shaped us, and then he breathed life into us. That's how he made us. But like the world, um, nothing can exist unless without stuff happening unless they're God. Like we can't just appear out of nowhere unless something made us, which is God. So basically, God created us, guys. Don't fall for these schools, guys. Schools are teaching something way off. They're supporting LGBTQ. All these lies, like they're supporting all these LGBTQ, all these stuff. Like, oh, you could be whatever gender you want. No, guys. All this is wrong, guys. None of it is true, guys. Don't fall for any of the school lies. Schools have been teaching us something that we've believed in for a couple of years, but we need to stop that sometime before it gets too late. Stay tuned for my other videos, guys. Like and subscribe. I haven't been uploading lately because of finals and stuff, but hopefully I'll try to get back on my uploading schedule as soon as I can, guys. Stay tuned for more, guys. Like and subscribe. Bye bye.